Hey! It's Dino, Did You Spin Crypto? And I figured we'll do a quick live show tonight. I don't know how long it's gonna go on for. That's up to you and how many questions you ask and the information that we have to distribute. So we'll see how it turns out and we'll go from there. So let me start off with the basics. The basics are, I'm just a goofy guy in a straw hat. Obviously it's not financial advice, so do your own research, figure it out, know what you're doing, don't blame others. You gotta do your own research, you gotta understand, get all the information from different sources, whether you're reading, you're watching, whatever it may be. You're using a spin dial, you're just figuring it out, and, yeah, buy, Ethereum, there you go. So go through there with that. Let's check in with the chat. Let's see if we got anybody out there. Wow. So yeah, we do. We got a few folks already. Snagged right in there. We got Mark. We got You Want to Know Me. Certainly Bush, Michael, and a few others that are out there. So thanks for visiting. I appreciate you stopping by. So let's take a look and see what we have to say. Michael's always excited to say hello, and he appreciates. I appreciate you coming by. Let's see here. Certainly Bullish. Let's take a look what Certainly Bullish here has to say. Certainly Bullish is saying, "Hey, I just want to let you know, Dino at Digit Spin Crypto. I think Electroneum is gonna go crazy. So I need you to tell me a little bit more. Why do you think Electroneum is gonna go crazy?" I have a feeling you're going to tell me that it's a lot to do with the Mobile World Conference. And I believe that that will put a little starch in our shirt. I agree with you there. So I think that Mobile World Conference is going to be some good news. You know, Electroneum's, you know, and we're going to talk about a lot of things today. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about Coinbase. I want to talk about Electroneum, Ellipal. So we got a lot to go over tonight. So stick with us as we go along. I'll try to get to everything as fast as possible. But since we were talking about Electroneum being with the Mobile World Conference, yeah, you know, definitely gonna put some starch in our shirt. The price of Electroneum is a tough thing, and here's my thoughts on the matter. The reason why I think that the price is lower than it should be, in other words, Electroneum is the best bargain, is that there's a lot of miners that are out there, and there's a good portion of the miners that are securing Electroneum coins are having a tendency to sell them. They're the larger organizations that have a need to, and they end up selling them. So they pull more than half of the mined coins. So that's constantly keeping a supply out there. I think that keeps the price from going up until we start getting more folks ramped onto the system. Then once more folks are on there, you're not going to be able to, no matter how many coins are made, there's still going to be a demand for it. And that's the snowball that we've got to get past to start seeing the dramatic gains for Electroneum. So that's my my thoughts on that. Let's see what else we got here. Digispin. So we got a new viewer here, Mark saying hello, Digispin. We appreciate you stopping by, Mark. It's always great to have new folks come by. Obviously, you know, pass the word, let people know about the show. I think we do a reasonable job, and I always throw this like, comment, and subscribe thing out there. That's always important, and it helps out the channel so that I can bring you more content. So that's always good stuff. All right, let's see what else we got here. Magic 8 Ball, Crypto Man. Crypto Man's out there, and he's like, yeah. Good to see you, Dino. Good to see you, Crypto Man 976. I always catch you out there on Telegram, and no matter where I turn around, he's out there. He's on Twitter, he's on Telegram. This guy's all over the place, so it's good to see you. All right. I'm going to answer some of these questions here as we go along. Let me drop into a couple of quick topics. I brought up couple of things here. Let's get my fat head out of the way. I got a couple of things here. So I'm curious what you guys are thinking, and I'm going to answer some of these other questions. Now, we're starting to see a dip. We were up at what, 39? We were just shy, 39.90s, just shy of hitting that 4,000 number. Obviously, there's some profit taking that's happening, and we're starting to see a retracement on Bitcoin, and Bitcoin is important because everything else is going to be benchmarked to that. And I'm curious to what you guys are thinking. It's my personal opinion that we're going to fluctuate between that 31 to 36 range, seeing some peaks and valleys in there for at least another month or two. But I'm curious to see if you guys think that this is a starting to see an incline. And when I take a look at this here, I am noticing that our lows are definitely higher, which is a good sign for that last period. So this is here, let's see, this was February 20th, and this is February 19th. Nope, February 20th. Right in this range here. So, you know, it's something to keep an eye on. Something to keep an eye on. This is going to make a difference. There's no doubt that we're going to obviously start to see an increase. I just didn't expect it this soon. And this is where people start to go, I don't believe it. You know, and in a disbelief. And if we start to, obviously 4,000 is important. I personally think the big psychological barrier for things to really ramp up and shoot, if we go to the 1 hour here, it's my personal opinion, until we start to see that 6,000 range again, we're really not going to have significant interest again in Bitcoin. That 6,000 range was a dramatic, because it went for so long, it's etched in people's brains. I know it's etched in mine, and it would be good to see us hit that again at some point. And when we do, then obviously we know we're on the proper path. But yeah, I'll take any increase. We're not going past anything that we haven't done before, and we are getting higher lows, so we'll see what happens with that. I'm curious to know what you think. Do you think that this is going to continue, or do you think we're on a path for success and Bitcoin's going to make its return? So let me know in the comments, in the chat. Curious to see what you guys think. All right, now when we go and we take a look, I want to bring up one other thing regarding Bitcoin. Coinbase went out and they purchased a company, and basically it's called Neutrino. It's a chain analysis system. It basically goes out there and detects who is spending the Bitcoin, where it's coming from, what wallets you have, where you put the funding, how you ramp the money into it, how you're retrieving the money out of it. And a lot of people are flipping out that Coinbase purchased this company that is basically taking care of all the security, looking into things, finding out. People don't like things to be checked out, and they're getting a lot of backlash regarding it. It's my personal opinion on this. Here's the thing. We all want cryptocurrencies to be part of an economy, to be a product, a financial product that can be used, you know, Visa, MasterCard, crypto, cash, that type of thing. And for it to fit into that system, it's going to have to take on some of the attributes. And you know, people flipping out. You go to the local store and you put something on your credit card. They can track your credit card, where you're spending things, where you're getting your money from, how you're paying your bill, where that cash is coming from, because they can trace it all. Everything is digital anyway, so everything's being tracked as we go along anyway. So it's not a big deal. And if you're not interested in working with Coinbase, obviously you don't have to worry about it. You can just, you know, peer-to-peer. And the government can track any particular wallet now as it is. And I know that they're starting to work on security features, and they're looking to put those into Bitcoin for some privacy capabilities. And I think that would be nice to do, unless you're working with cash. That's the only way that you can trade paper between people and not know where that money's gone or what it's being used for. Now, Coinbase is saying, hey, you know, this is going to help us identify if monies are stolen, where it's gone, if crypto is stolen, where it's gone, where it's trading to, what wallets it's going into, associating those wallets to be able to narrow down the individuals that are perpetrating these particular events, whether they're ransom attacks, whether it's just a complete hack whatever is happening there. And it also is tracking, large amounts of unknown finances being injected into the cryptocurrency market. Quite frankly, yeah, you can whine and complain about it, but it's a necessary evil if you want cryptocurrency to be part of the system. And this is the same thing that I talk with the Electroneum folks. We're doing the KYC compliance and all this, and 2.7 million people had no problem, registered and KYC compliant, AML compliant, not a problem. And you have a couple of folks out there, I don't want to do that. And if you don't put that process into place, that cryptocurrency is not going to be accepted in the existing financial market space. And that's why Electroneum has got a big heads up over a lot of the other cryptocurrencies. They're doing those things. They're embracing it because they recognize the fact that if you want to do business with corporations, banks, finances, you got to play on their terms. So we'll go forward from there. Curious what you guys think about Coinbase purchasing Neutrino. Start tracking your Bitcoin and where it's coming from. All right, let's get to some of the chat here and find out what you guys are talking about and questions you're asking me. All right, so Michael's going, hey Dino, what do you think ever happened to the Brazilian pairing on Coinbase? Coinbase, Coinbean, Coinbeanie. I think some of that countries and financial administrators of the government can make things difficult. I don't have an answer for you on that. There's always good intention as things go along to make things happen. I'm going to be honest with you, in this particular industry, being cryptocurrency and finances, things always take longer than you expect. Look at the SEC. Everybody wanted to have these ETFs rocking and rolling. They were all hoping for the end of last year. We're a couple of months into this year, and they're saying it may not even happen this year. So there's a lot of high hopes, and a lot of the governments are still trying to figure out how to incorporate this stuff, put it in place to be able to interact with their existing systems so it's safe and secure for funding that's coming into it and where that's coming from, and to keep everybody stable. You just can't change things overnight. You do that, you end up with economies that fail. And that's been demonstrated time and time again when you make massive change too fast. All right. Certainly bullish. He's saying the new update on the mobile miner. Yeah, let's talk about that. So let's go over to Electroneum. And there was an update. Now, I went onto Twitter and I was taking a look. I scour Twitter every once in a while. And of course YouTube and others, and they were mentioning there was a new secret update that came out on the new version when you updated your ETN mobile miner. And when you went into the more category, there's something called top-ups. Now, I'm going to talk to you based on logic dictates the following. All right, it's obviously pretty clear what's happening here. Now, this is going to allow somebody who has their mobile miner, who's collected, earned, mined, what have you, X amount of Electroneum, to be able to apply that Electroneum to their phone bill and phone services. The fact that this is released, getting in place, and is basically there. So if I was writing this code, this subroutine, this set of instructions gets loaded into the app. In that, from the main system, I can then turn off and on the functionality. Not only that, but then insert who or what company that you would be able to interact with to do your top up. So that tells me that all of the base code is written, and there's a checkbox set up somewhere on the main server at Electroneum to activate. And what's gonna happen if I was writing this code, and the logic dictates to me, is that they have certain MNO, mobile network providers and virtual network providers probably preloaded that have already signed up, and connections to those folks, so that when they activate it, you would then have your top up, and I would imagine then it would show carriers that have signed up and are working already with Electroneum. This is my personal opinion based on what I see here. And so you may have, carrier XYZ, carrier ABC, and if your carrier is listed, you would be able to then purchase airtime. Now, keep in mind, this also tells me something else. This tells me this is not for folks that have monthly plans. This is more of pay-as-you-go situations as a top-up. That's normally what a top-up is used for. So my monthly plan, runs me, I don't know, I spend $400 a month on phones and stuff like that. But if you have a phone and it's costing you $59 a month, and you have an AT&T plan and they're billing it, that's going to continue. Now I'm thinking of, now I'm not saying it is, I'm giving an example of like Virgin Mobile. I know I used to have a Virgin Mobile, and if you do a pay-as-you-go, you can dial in and or use that little app, and then you could pay $20, and it would bloop, bloop, you would top up your phone, and I'd have another 30 minutes of time or data time or what have you. So logic dictates to me the word top up is going to be for those prepaid phone type of solutions. So I would look for mobile providers that are in those types of arenas that do top ups. So that's pretty exciting, and the fact that that was released, it tells me that it would be silly just to put a static page in there, top ups, and just for entertainment. Though it's possible because of the Mobile Congress, the Mobile World show that's coming up. It's late for me, guys. Mobile World show that's coming up. Maybe they're trying to show what will happen, and you'd go here, and maybe they are just displaying it. I would tend to think that it's already written and built and in place, and all it has to be is turned on, so you don't have to update your app again. This app would include everything that's needed. That's if I was writing the code. And sometimes marketing does take over, and marketing says, just put it in there so that I can show it off at the show. And that happens too. So I'd give that a 20% chance. I'd give an 80% chance that there's something, there's some meat behind this, and it just needs a checkbox to activate. That's my best guess. All right. I hope that answered your question. I know there's a lot there to it. Let's see here. Cryptoman saying, after all the big moves, I'm very surprised with Electroneum's non-movement in price, especially with the Mobile World Conference next week. Very interesting. Yeah, and that goes back to what I was expressing. I believe that obviously you have to have value. So the more folks that are seeing a value or having a need to purchase Electroneum to do something with it, will make the costs go up. It's my personal opinion that it's undervalued at the moment, and I believe that because Electroneum is still relatively new, the emission curve is just producing so many coins that it's able to meet the demand. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, there's some trading that goes on. You know, if it's going up 10%, somebody might take, you know, if they put in $100,000, they may take the 10% gain, sell it, and take that $10,000. But for the rest of us poor schlubs, you know, I personally think it's mostly there's just a ton of coins, and that happens with any new chain that comes out. The initial is that there's tons of coins, and as time progresses, the emission curve produces less coins. Look at Bitcoin. You know, that's how you have some guys out there that have tens of thousands of Bitcoins because they were earning them left and right. They would, you know, they would make a couple a day, you know, or at first they were making a lot more, obviously 50. And so that's how that works. That's my personal opinion on that. Sergeant of Marines. Sergeant of Marines saying, I'm hoping that Electroneum will pump pretty soon. We'll have to see. Either way, whether Electroneum's price, there's always going to be a bump. Whether it pumps to some unrealistic amount or some amount that we all want it to is the question, and it comes down to the surge of people wanting to purchase against the coins that are available out there. If you take a look, there's a lot of coins out there that are on the sell books. It's just tons of coins out there that are on the sell books, and so the volume of folks interested obviously has to overcome that for that price to go up. I personally would give it, yeah, you know, I can look at you and say, yeah, we're gonna go to the moon, we're gonna have all sorts of exciting stuff right here, Crazy 80, it's that good. I don't know if you guys remember Crazy 80. Used to be in New York City back in the 70s and maybe early 80s, but definitely late 70s. He would do that. You're like, it's Crazy Eddie, everything's on sale, everything right now, you come right in, it's that good. That's funny, I remember that stuff. Anyway, on a realistic note, I think that we're going to obviously see more interest in Electroneum, and everything that's being brought to the table continues to build a robust environment that over time, and as the cryptocurrency markets as a whole start to increase, Electroneum will be able to be in place to provide the proper services. You'll be able to have your phone, have your wallet, you'll be able to take it to a vendor, instantly put it up there, click pay, instantly pays the vendor in 2 seconds, gives them a notification, you can walk out with your product. You'll have the gig guru, so folks that want to earn money, you know, want to, you know, do a stand-up comedy act for you for, you know, 500 Electroneum, they'll be able to earn that Electroneum, put it in their wallet. So you're seeing a whole life cycle, and those that happen to, vendors that happen to have to send their Electroneum, they can put it into exchange, have it instantly converted, and turned into fiat so it can be brought back. I think that there will be, in my personal opinion, not only buying Electroneum with Bitcoin, but obviously we're starting to have pairings so you can purchase it directly with fiat. I think there will be even other methodologies of purchasing Electroneum, so you don't even have to go to an exchange. So there'll be a lot of things coming down the drawing board, so that it'll be much easier to use. Everything that everybody talks about that has to be there, Electroneum has all these things. And so it's you guys. You know, I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know all this stuff. It's important. So you want to know me? Goes, hey Dino, talk to me. Will the J.P. Morgan coin trash Ripple? Plus the Ripple's lawsuits probably destroy Ripple. You know. No, JP Morgan. Let's start with the first part of the question. JP Morgan coin is not going to destroy Ripple. It has nothing to do with it. JP Morgan coin will live or die based on what it's actually doing for itself. And it's initially developed for subsidiaries of JP Morgan to be able to move funds back and forth, and additionally any of their institutional investors of a certain nature and status to be able to move things back and forth. If I was another bank and I needed to get funds and I'm trying to get it from JP Morgan, I want to see the cash. Show me the money. All right? They want to see the money. All right? They don't want a JP Morgan coin that says, here's a check. Here's some coins. And see if, because JP Morgan's the only one that can cash them out. It's a centralized system. It's internal to them. All right? They're not paying the other bank anything. All right? Ripple, at least Ripple, you know, you can cash the Ripple out and you can turn it into the fiat and what have you. JP Morgan coin, you know, what bank in their right mind would say, hey, yeah, send me JP Morgan coins. I wanna transfer. I want you to transfer me this stuff. They're just sending you another IOU. They ain't sending you anything. All right. It's just an internal instrument for their own edification. So, and it's. I doubt it'll ever go to the public, and without it being a centralized, without it being a decentralized product, there's and traded on exchanges, and whether it's decentralized or centralized, it has to be able to be traded on exchanges. It has to be brought out into the public so that it can be converted into other cryptos, other currencies, fiat. And without that, JP Morgan coin is worthless. It's just another IO. You might as well freaking send me a check. You might as well write IOU $100,000 on a napkin and send it to me. It's worthless. So don't worry about that for now. The second part of your question here, XRP lawsuits. XRP has issues that they're going to have to deal with. It's my personal opinion. They have a lot of funds and they're going to be able to support themselves in their defense. It's my personal opinion that because all the coins came from the initial product launch, and they have them and have the ability to sell them and make more or do whatever they want, that I feel it's crossed the line into a security issue. So lawsuits there, I think, going to have to go through. It's not going to be a write it off situation, and I think that they're going to have to defend themselves, and quite frankly they have the money, and it's such a new technology that they'll be able to defend themselves well, but it's going to be costly for them. There's no doubt it's going to be an expense, and they'll just make more Ripple and sell it to you. Well, that's how I see that. Let's see here. We got certainly top your data and airtime was added to mobile miner. What does that mean? All right, we talked about that. The end of XRP will help Electroneum. XRP ain't gonna go anywhere. There's a place for all of these coins. Every coin has a twist to it, a different methodology, how it was released, what it's used for, how it's being interacted with. And just like Electroneum and Ravencoin and BitTube and all these different coins out there. They all provide a particular functionality or a different twist. And like the 50 states of America, each one has its own laws, and depending on how the government of that particular state interacts with its community of people, will be to the success or not of that state. And the coins are the same type of thing. They're all going to experiment. California wants to give away all their money, and they want everybody in the world to just come on in and sleep on the street in the middle of their cities, and they want to be helpful to as many people on the planet as they can and give them everything. And the problem is you can't save everyone. And if you're in the middle of an ocean on a rowboat and it only fits 12 people, if you got 60 people trying to climb on board, you might be able to get 20 people in it. But after a certain amount of people get in the rowboat, the weight will overcome the displacement of the water that the rowboat is producing. And then everybody sinks. And the rowboat goes under, and everybody in it goes with it. So there is a limitation to just how much you can do for others. If you can't, you got to take care of yourself first, and your community first, so that everybody's safe, secure, and then has the ability to generate, to give to others. And you do as much as you can to do that. And so these coins, it comes. I'm sorry, I got sidetracked there. The coins are all going to do the same thing. They're going to give and let people earn coins. Some are going to just be transfers between businesses. Some are going to go for fast transactions. Some are going to go for programmability. Some are going to go like Ravencoin's going to build it into the protocol and be very specific and narrow and give a functionality of asset management. And we're going to see. And over time, some of these are going to work and some aren't. It's as simple as that. And they'll collapse under their own weight. They're going to sink. And those that are left will be the opportunities and the solutions that work. It's called survival of the fittest. It just kind of works that way. All right. Let's see what else here. Hey, we got Paul out there. Good to see you, Paul. I always like to see Paul's smiling face right here. Right there, Paul, smiling face. Good to see you, Paul. Glad you made it. All right. Let's see. You want to know me? He goes, what's the sense of tracking all of the exchanges, or what's the sense of tracking with all the exchange hacks? Well, if we're going back to the point of where we were discussing the systems that are monitoring and checking where the money is coming from, you can then start to associate wallets together. You can start to then visualize the pathway of funding, where it's coming in and where it's being removed. What good is hacking cryptocurrency if you can't do anything with it? All right, that's like stealing the Mona Lisa. Who are you gonna sell it to? All right, you can walk in and you can steal it, and you can hang it in your closet. But you ain't gonna be able to sell it to anybody because everybody knows what it is. You'll get caught. Alright? You go, psst, hey buddy, psst, I got the Mona Lisa. It's in my pocket. You wanna take a look? Yeah, craziness. Alright, let's see what else we got here. We got the new trick out there. The new trick says, hey Dino, I just want to let you know that Electroneum is mobile money. I agree with you. Absolutely. Let's see. We got Crypto Man. Crypto Man goes, hey Dino, how long is it before Google adds the Electroneum symbol to their keyboard. Wait, does Electroneum have a symbol? They have a logo. Yeah, that's the symbol. They'll have a little Electroneum button right next to the control. That'd be good stuff. Instead of the little Microsoft Windows button there, you'll have a little Electroneum button. Pay here, and you just push the Electroneum button. Hey, we got Rob out there. Rob saying, "Hey Dino, Roy and Alan here in Australia, enjoying a couple of beers for you. Cheer." Absolutely, please drink a beer for me. And I know you're not drinking Foster's. I know you're drinking real Australian beer. So knock it out, bang one down for me. I have probably a beer maybe a couple times a year, and every time I go for one, I want a really hearty and rich. I like those handcrafted solid beers because I just have one and I enjoy that, where it feels like you're drinking something that has some thickness to it. All right, let's see here. Somebody Bitcoin on a gym membership. So one of the guys out here, he's telling me that I'm obviously too fat and that I need to spend Bitcoin on a gym membership. And the answer to that is I'm too busy online here. This is my gym time, so I spend it yapping. The only gym exercise I'm getting at the moment is moving my jaw. So let's see what else we got here. Let's see. So we got some other good stuff here. Guinness, yeah, Guinness is good stuff. I like Guinness. It's definitely a good beer. All right, what else we got? All right, so we got Raven Coin. So Raven Coin, Michael's saying that Raven Coin will have a mobile wallet out soon that can accept created assets on the chain. That's pretty cool, because then you can have you'll be able to see your coins themselves, and then in all the created assets that are underneath of it. I think that I was noticing. I know that the desktop wallet was showing that, and for some, I have my coins in there, my desktop, and I logged in just to see how many Raven coins I had. Let it catch up on the blockchain in the background, and I noticed in there was a couple of them. One was Raven Coinland or something, and there was one other, and I guess they're giving you get some of the free assets with it. So it'd be kind of neat to have it on a mobile wallet at the same time. All right, so let's take a look what else we got now on Electroneum. Here's something I wanted to bring up. One of my viewers had told me about this, and it's called Ellipal, and he was putting in there. So I finally took a look. It was in the comments, and I finally took a look, and I got a chance to go over it. So I spent a reasonable amount of time chatting with the Ellipal. It's probably Ellipal. The Ellipal folks in the chat, and probably took up a good half hour of their time going over some stuff. So what they are doing is, obviously it would be nice if you have any Electroneum. Obviously you can keep it on your mobile miner wallet. You can put it on a paper wallet to make it secure. But it would be really awesome to have a hardware wallet. And unfortunately, they've never added Electroneum as of yet to the Ledger Nano. And I was talking with the guys at Ellipal, and I was saying, yeah, the first folks that come out with a hardware wallet, because you won't need KYC and all that stuff. So whether your coins are KYC'd or not in the Electroneum system, or outside of the KYC firewall, and because you can have Electroneum outside the firewall or inside the KYC firewall. If you're inside, obviously you get instant payments. There's a lot of benefits to it. But you can go peer-to-peer and keep your Electroneum outside the KYC firewall. And of course, it has Electroneum already has some privacy, not as high as Monero. A lot of that was stripped out, but there is some privacy there. Now, Ellipal wants to release a Monero and an Electroneum upgrade, and so what they're doing is to see if it's worthwhile and to see if there's enough interest. Is for $1. They're gonna release a new version with an Electroneum upgrade in it, in the software, so that you can send your Electroneum to this hardware wallet, keep it super secure in an Ellipal hardware wallet. Now, before they go and invest and write all the code and do all the good stuff, they're trying to see if they can get 2,000 people that are even interested in it. If there's only 100 people interested in having Electroneum on a hardware wallet, well, then there's no sense to spend the time or effort to make the software for it. They already have the device. They sell the devices with all the other coins on it, or a good amount of coins on it. And for them to write the software, the interface, because they have to keep a background system running to be able to bring that information to your device, so that they basically do the search for you on your wallet to give you the quantities and what you have in the hardware. Your hardware wallet holds the key, but they have to keep a node running to be able to provide that information to this device. So there's some energy and money that has to be spent there. So what they're trying to do is gauge the amount of folks that are interested. And what they're doing is they're telling you, hey, if you're interested and you want to secure one of these Electroneum hardware wallets, and it's not just Electroneum, and obviously it does other things, put $1 down, and we'll save a spot for you. And what they're trying to do is get just 2,000. It's not like $2,000 is going to cover the cost of the manufacturing or any of that. It's basically just to ensure that they have folks that are really want it and willing to put $1 up to prove that they actually want the device. Now, the device itself, I think, like $150, which is comparable in reference to like a Nano S. And this is more like a little cell phone. You get a visual screen and stuff on it. Now, I'm not getting paid, or I wasn't asked to do this or to bring this information to you. I'm bringing it to you because this is a very important thing for Electroneum to be able to secure a hardware wallet. Yeah, it's great to be able to put it on paper, and that's awesome. It's super fantastic to be able to keep it on the Electroneum wallet so that you can do your instant payments, go to the store, click, pay, walk out with your bottle of water. But those that want to be able to secure funds, coins for a long term and be able to put it on a hardware device, this is paramount and extremely important that we find a company that's willing to do this. And Ellipal has stepped up to the plate and said, yeah, we'll do it. All they're asking for you is to put your name on the list that you want to purchase one. And if you don't, you're out $1. But if you get it, you're going to get a special price on the first ones that come out. Now, when I was chatting with them, they were telling me that they're going to obviously send a special coupon to everybody that's who's put up $1 to say, yeah, hey, I want one of these things when you produce it. And you'll send you a coupon, and you'll be able to apply that coupon and get a special price on the device. Now, I had took a look. When you go to the Ellipal website, just ellipal.com, you'll see this as one of the first items that's on their list. Now, you can see here's the device itself. It's like a little cell phone, and they're upgrading it so that they'll work with Bluetooth also to your device, so you'll be able to interact with your cell phone or your computer through Bluetooth to transmit the information. Right now, the first version I think was only codes, barcodes, but they're going to the Bluetooth, which is the version 2. And the cost on the existing devices are 149, 159. So they're expecting it to be in that same price range. You can get the device with the memory, the extended memory, and everything for 159. Now, they're saying it, could fluctuate. I don't know, a few dollars, down or up. I would tend to think up if it is going to fluctuate. But the fact of the matter is, this is not that much more than the regular retail price of the Nano S. And I think it's a cooler looking product. But I signed up. I put my dollar down and put my name on the list so that I can get one of these as soon as hopefully they release it. And I think they have. Let's see how many. So they've gotten 119. So far they have 119 people signed up. So they need another 1,881 sign-ups. So this is your moment to put a buck up and say, yeah, I want one of these. If a hardware wallet is something of value to you, and if you have a reasonable, if you have more than 100,000 coins, you should have some kind of paper wallet or hardware wallet to help secure some of those. And those folks that have millions of coins obviously need to keep them on paper or these hardware wallets. The hardware wallet's a little bit nicer than paper, but paper's safe. But for a buck, get yourself signed up, get yourself a hardware wallet. I told them, I said the first one that comes out with this is going to sew up the market, and we'll probably take it to the moon for themselves, because there's a lot of people out there that will have significant amounts and will want to be able to put it on a hardware wallet. So if you're interested, knock yourself out. Information for you that I saw that I wanted to bring to you. All right. So John Thompson keeps asking, he goes, hey Dino, who's Electroneum's special guest? And like I told you last time, even if I knew, I couldn't tell you. So that's just the way it is. All right. Let's see what we got here. All right. Let me see if I had anything else that I had brought up here. Oh, Electroneum Academy. I was going through Twitter, and I was noticing. Looks like they did some laser cutting in some stainless. That's what it looks like to me. I could be wrong, but some kind of aluminum or stainless, brushed aluminum maybe. And it's all laser cut. And they're putting them on their shop. So it goes, here, these beautiful items will be in our shop starting tomorrow, with a limited stock for the first, for members only, for the first 24 hours. After that, if there's any left, then everybody else can buy some. So, and he has a link here. Let's put that in I'm gonna drop this in, and there we go. I dropped it in the chat, so if you're watching the chat, you can see the link there. Knock yourself out and check it out. Even if you stop and just take a look at it, I thought they were kind of cool. They look very clean. Obviously, whoever's making them has the right equipment. You got the ornament and some other stuff. I'm gonna get a chance. I'm gonna log in and see. I don't even know what the prices are. Looks like you have to obviously go to the Electroneum Academy site to find out. But take a look at that, and that link is for the sign up. But if you go to the Electroneum Academy, you'll be able to at least go into the shop and take a look and see if some of these things are available to look at. So I just wanted to bring that up. We did talk about all the good stuff with Bitcoin. Our dominance is coming down a little bit slowly. That means money is moving into altcoins slowly. So that's kind of good news. Crypt unit, we'll take a quick look at that. We're looking at, let's see here. Let's go back one. So we're looking at 351 Electroneum being earned a day per ASIC, and that's if you have an X3 at 220 hashes, 220 kilohash. There's obviously a couple other manufacturers of ASICs. I think there's not too many coins you can mine with the crypto node, and I'm not sure if there's going to be too many more companies producing ASICs for it. So whatever stock they have is probably going to be it for a while until the price goes up and there's a greater demand for mining for those types of coins. And you know, there are other coins besides Electroneum that still use 7 or the original crypto node. So you know, you can take a look through this here. You can just go to cryptunit.com and you can see other coins if you're of interest to that. But that's good. The fact of the matter is, though, we're still making a decent amount of coins. I think I've been bringing in, because I overclock mine, I think I'm bringing in about 420 a day. So that's good stuff. And squirrel those away, put them in a bag, and bury them in the backyard. So that works out really well. And that's all I had for tonight. I appreciate you guys stopping by. We'll chat again, and I'll talk to you later. Have a good evening.